Welcome back to Minnesota here at Dreamcatcher Meadows. It is currently 5. It is currently ambient temperature of -3. Feels like about -24 with wind chill. It's supposed to get down to -35 to -45 with wind chill tonight. And then tomorrow we have a high of -9. So right now I'm just going to throw out a little extra energy for my chickens and ducks, some cracked corn and some whole rolled oats. And I'm gonna go do horse chores, and you're gonna see how that goes. All right, I threw out some rolled oats and the cracked corn. I'm actually gonna pop in the coop real quick to see if there's any more eggs, because I know Neptune was laying earlier. Hey, babies. Girls are on their roosts, and yep, looks like we got a Neptune egg. Neptune, I don't know what breed she is. I got her from, hey, honey, no. All right, I forgot to close the door. All right, one of my girls was getting up on top of the door. I had to fix that, otherwise I can't close the door. It's really cold. So right now, heading down to the barn, talked a little bit. Sorry, it's really cold out. I'm going to talk a little bit here about kind of what I do. So none of my horses are blanketed. That's Lady. She's a thoroughbred. I have a thoroughbred, a paint, a pony, a standardbred, and a Tennessee Walker. The majority of them have really good coats. The thoroughbred maybe has a little bit of a weaker one. But what I'm doing, oh my gosh, the wind, is going to be filling up all of the hay nets that are inside my barn and inside my run. And then I'm going to put out extra small bales. And I do spread those around a little bit. I am hoping that the wind dies down. That's making things a whole lot worse. But I know in my full video, I have 3 nets in here on that side, and then I have 1 net on this side right here. Hi, Lady. Just checking to make sure she's not cold. She wasn't shivering anymore. The water is still pretty good, but I'm still going to get that topped off. I'm going to put some hay in there, which there's still some loose hay from the other day, so I'm guessing they didn't go in there. And then I do have a grass round that they have access to. So because alfalfa has more calories in it, I'll be putting out extra of that pretty much everywhere for them. And then they'll have food in the barn. So if they wanted to stay in here and try to get out of the cold, that would be ideal. I've watched them most part of the day, and they've hovered in the trees today, which has been incredibly frustrating to watch because they have access to in here. But I threw out a bunch of hay this morning. I'm going to throw out a lot extra tonight. What, honey? And then just hope that they are able to, stay warm. This one right here is my biggest concern, is because she doesn't have the best winter coat. She's normally done fine, except for on the days where it's been rainy, or it's been warm during the day and snowed and then melted and then it froze. So she's one of the ones that I've had the most troubles with. She's not my horse. My friend keeps her here along with the pony. She hasn't requested that she gets blanketed, although she is looking like she is chilly. So I might actually blanket her just because she's cold. So I'm going to pause this and go grab some hay. All right, welcome to my hay loft. Nothing fancy, nothing special, but I'm going to get some hay bags filled up as best as I can. Try to keep this in frame. I've only got 3 nets that I'm going to fill because there is hay in some other nets, and I'm just going to grab a bale and open it. Now, I'm not technically supposed to do this. I tore my left elbow last year lifting a gate over a fence that got stuck, and I did dumb things to try to unstick it. Tore my elbow. And then I developed tendinosis in my other elbow earlier this year, and I'm just started PT for it for a couple weeks ago, but technically not supposed to do anything. I'm not supposed to use it at all. And most of the time I can ask my family for help and they would help me, but I'm stubborn and I'm a little bit quicker at it. I don't know if it's just because it's my natural habitat or what, but I'm just quicker at it. If I don't have to subject anybody else to this, oh my God, my knife got stuck, to these frigid temperatures, I don't want to. And I was watching Lady, the thoroughbred, when I was coming up here, and she is shaking quite a bit. So I am going to put a blanket on her. Now, in all honesty, I would really like to blanket all of the horses, at least for the next 24 hours. But unfortunately, the rest of them do not appreciate blankets. I tried working with them, just desensitizing, and they absolutely want nothing to do with having a blanket on. And so I can't force it right now as much as I want to, because that's just going to make the experience incredibly bad. My one horse, the youngest that I got out here, who is Dottie, the standard bred, she is my foster. I've had her for nearly 2 years, and I've unfortunately come as far as I can with her. I did anticipate adopting her, but with my job loss and my inability to find another job, with this market being what it is, hence why I'm doing these videos now, I have decided that I just can't continue feeding her, as I'm not getting any help from the rescue on hay, and they only cover serious medical conditions. So, if she probably were to need like colic surgery, or, if she broke a leg or something like that, they only cover major medical. So all other expenses are on me. And unfortunately, I don't have the extra funds to be able to keep having a horse that isn't mine. Fancy is the paint out there. She is mine. I bought her and Thumper just over a year ago. I wanted to have a couple riding horses. Fancy is a little bit arthritic. Part of me bought her just because I knew I was going to give them a really good place to live. Thumper became my daughter's horse, and he is excellent for her. But I really wanted 2 riding horses, so, my husband could maybe see what it's like and why I like having horses and why I like riding them. And unfortunately, it just hasn't worked out that way, because Fancy is arthritic. And while I could probably ride her, I need to get her on some daily Equiox. And I had anticipated doing that. But again, lost my job. So I don't have any excess anything at the moment, which sucks. So I have essentially 2.5 pasture pets that are very, very large and create lots of messes for me. And so, trying to make things a little bit easier on myself, I feel like Dottie will just need to find another home. She will never be a riding horse. She's got a medical condition that's called bipartite of the navicular bone. So her navicular, for those of you who know horses or don't know horses, and the navicular is a solid bone that is kind of in their hoof. That kind of it is, and it's a solid bone, and there's tendons that, oh, I just pulled that out. Just pulled my string out of this one. There are tendons that run and sit along top of said bone. And so when the horse flexes, the tendons go over this bone that's supposed to be nice and smooth. Unfortunately, this particular condition is congenital, not genetic, they don't think, just congenital. They believe it's lack of blood flow in utero, and it just basically caused it to not develop. So she was in race training. Standardbreds are typically harness racing horses, but they are so capable of doing so many other things than cart racing. And so my goal was to really just, I didn't believe that she had it because it's a relatively rare condition, and lo and behold, she actually does. So there's that. Okay, so moving on, I've got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 flakes left of this bale because I want to make sure. So horses, if you don't know, they heat their bodies via their hind gut. So they need constant access to forage. So when they're eating all of the time, their hind gut, so their stomach and then their guts and everything kind of way in the back, literally what you think of it, that's how they produce heat. So if they can't eat, they're not producing heat. Now I've got the thoroughbred down there, which is struggling with life because she doesn't have the best winter coat. She is shivering. I am going to check on the rest of the horses just to make sure they're okay. I didn't notice Fancy was shivering. I didn't notice Pony was shivering. I do want to check on Dottie. Unfortunately, they're going to have to choose whether they're going to be inside or outside. I have 2 areas for them to go in, and it's ultimately going to be up to them if they're going to come in out of the wind or if they're going to stand outside. So my plan is, since they were standing up in the upper pasture in some trees, I'm going to put a bunch of hay up there. I'm going to fill up the barns with the netted hay. And then I'm just going to I'm probably going to use probably just another 2 more of these, only because I have the round bale to go to, and I'm really hoping, like, the wind actually dies down. With this wind chill, I'm not anticipating that it's going to, um, and it's dropped dramatically today. The kids' school called off school with how cold it's gonna be. And the thing is, with some of this hay, they don't particularly care for it because some of it has got a lot of straw in it. But a lot of horses need to have different varying degrees of hay, and different quality of hay. So the thicker stalks, most horse people would be like, oh my God, that's awful, that's terrible. But really, it just provides more fiber and more bulk. So it takes longer to get through their system, which hopefully will help create more heat. The bad part of that is they actually have to eat it. So and they will if they're just going to protest it a little bit. So I'm going to toss these down there. I put the loose bales down. I'm going to kind of just toss them out into piles. Normally I spread it around because movement is also key when it's cold. So they need to move and they need to eat and they need to have water. I have loose salt. I have regular white salt. I have mineral salt or trace mineral salt. That's all loose, so they have access to it whenever they want to. They don't have to bite at it, they can just lick it. Um, I have plenty of water in the stock tank, and it's heated, well, de-iced, whatever you want to call it. I've got the giant round bale that we just put out yesterday. I'm going to set out these bales. They'll have movement, they'll have shelter if they want it. So right now, I'm doing everything that I am able to do for them. The only thing that I can't do is put them in a stall. I have no stalls here. That's 24/7 outside, which really sucks in situations like this simply because I have horses that I can't blanket. And it's hard for me because I want to be able to blanket them, and they won't allow it. I tried so many times just to put a fly sheet on just to practice over the summer, and I mean, it was not happening. And unfortunately, a lot of that could just be because of the pain in my arms. I can't do certain things with my arms or certain movements that I can't do. I mean, I can't even hold a whip in a lunge line because it hurts. Like if I this motion when I'm, trying to get them to go forward, it just doesn't it's not good. So I guess I'm gonna drop a few more bales, and then I'm gonna try to find ones that are higher alfalfa. I've got a pretty decent mix in here of some really high quality, high alfalfa mix, and then low quality alfalfa mix. So I think I'm gonna put down probably 2 bales. I really want them to be, um, have some good calories, and I know there's some grass bales in here. Where's my light? Where did it go? I think the batteries are probably frozen by now. Oh, maybe not. So I have a magnetic night in here. Um, None of these are the best. And even though they have, watch out, even though they have that round bale, it's just grass. And while grass actually has a fair amount of sugar in it, and alfalfa has calories. Alfalfa is amazing. It's one of those underutilized things that horses are really good for. All right, so I got all my hay felled down here. What I'm gonna do, and I didn't fill all of them simply because some of them still had hay in there. So I'm just gonna clip them up. I know, honey. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get you taken care of, sweetheart. Oh, I have boogers dripping down my face right now. This is so amazing. Welcome to Minnesota. It's the coldest it's been in a long time. And I'm not even in like the northern part of the state. I'm about 2 hours from Iowa. All right, so I'm tossing out some flakes here, just kind of down by the lower area first. Ouch. Kind of wherever I can put it. It's gonna be a short little section because my hand is already getting super cold. That's fancy. I think with how cold it's going to get, I'm going to call it on this video. I really appreciate you watching. I'm going to give them all some oats and some pelleted feed just for a little bit more extra energy. And then I'm going to put a blanket on Lady. I'm going to go around and check the other horses just to make sure that they're not freezing. But it's going to be colder tomorrow, so check back.